Black Ops 3 Zombies started with a bang. Shadows of Evil became a fan favorite throughout the years, and The Giant was the perfect remaster of the Reese in my opinion. So with the stakes higher than ever for the first DLC, Treyarch really had to put in the work if they ever wanted to live up to the hype, and from a retrospective almost 10 years later, we can all agree that our expectations were met. The Eisendrache may be the greatest Call of Duty Zombies map of all time, because this map comes close to what people define as perfection. Snowy environment with a gigantic German castle filled with dragons and secrets, and some of the best wonder weapons of all time, and the Easter egg with the first real boss fight ever created by Treyarch. What more could you wish? And before y'all hop in the comment section to tell me that Advanced Warfare's X-Zombies the first ever boss fight in COD Zombies history, just know that I'm talking about a real boss fight. Not some shit where you fight an old ass janitor underwater with space lasers, but enough is enough, because y'all understand that I really like this map. But the question remaining is, can I complete this Easter egg, beat the Keeper boss, and send Dempsey to heaven? Or the question you really want to hear, how many deaths are we going to add to the death counter? Well, it's only one way to find out. So sit back and relax as we travel through the castle of the Iron Dragon. So I spawned in, knifed zombies until round 1, hit the gobble gum machine, I got myself soda fountain. A gum that gives you a free perk every time you buy a perk and removes the perk limit. So in other words, a downgraded version of the perkaholic. And finally on round 4, I got the lucky spin in the gobble gum machine, I got myself shopping free. I opened every single door in my way, bought the KN-44 and the HVK, but didn't realize that I just switched out the starting pistols that I would need in the boss fight, so good job right there. Next up, I picked up the first shield part, fed the first dragon, and by round 6, we were all the dragons done eating for the day, and we acquired the Wrath of the Ancients. In other words, just a regular bow. I round down into the Undercroft, got myself a new soda fountain, and grabbed a jug. Our next mission was to upgrade our bow, and let me guess, y'all thought I was gonna grab the lightning bow like everybody else because it's the best one? Well, then I'm sorry to tell you that you're wrong. Since y'all saw how I clutched both Shadows of Evil and the Giant like it was nothing, you already know that your boy is a COD Zombies veteran. So I decided to take a leap of faith by making the firebow instead. I took my professional zombie slaying ass down to the rocket test site to wait for the rocket launch to begin, and decided to save the last zombie so I could beat the Easter egg as early as possible. And my god, did this take forever. But after about 3 business days of walking around in a circle like a babysitter watching a 10-year-old in front of the TV playing Fortnite, the rocket test finally began, and as soon as it was done, I ran out and shot the glowing stone, and with that, the first step was completed. Our next step was to become a trick shot god by hitting 3 different circles while flying in the air. And I used to be a trick shot master back in the days of Black Ops 2, so I managed to hit the first circle on my first try. So after hitting one of the circles, I had to kill zombies while standing inside of the circle to gather souls. Completed the exact same sequence 2 more times, and by that, the step was done. Next, I headed to the clock tower to get a sign like the ones we found in Shadows of Evil, and our goal was to locate the fireplace that corresponds to the sign we got in the clock tower. And then locate the circle that is glowing. Stand inside of it, and shoot lava rocks with the bow until we reached the fireplace. I don't know how this all sounds, but if you want a better explanation, ask Mr. Waffles. So with only 3 arrows left, we finally made it to the fireplace with only 1 arrow to spare. And out of the fireplace came a broken arrow, so I ran up to the death ray and just witnessed this with your own eyes. And falling from the sun came the fireball arrow. I ran down to the Undercroft, placed the arrow on the fireball table, and about 5 boring minutes later, we had obtained the firebow. And with that, we could finally begin the Easter egg. So our first step was the Wisp step, where we had to grab the regular bow, shoot the 5 glowing bolts on the teleporter, and by doing this, we activate the step and the Easter egg had begun. I grabbed the first bow and began searching for the wisps, and found the first wisp by quick revive in spawn, and the second one by the car outside of spawn, and the third one by the phone at the death ray. but the last one didn't seem to show up, so I had to end the round and try again. Fast forward, I finally managed to find all the 4 wisps, and we could now travel back in time to meet a good old friend of Richtofen that I can't remember the name of. Anyways, this man had placed some objects into a safe in the teleporter room that we would need for the Easter egg. So I wrote down the code to the safe and got teleported back. And finally a panzer spawned in, which I eliminated in seconds and went back to the castle. I obtained the wall power gobblegum and bought myself the KRM wall buy. Next I headed up to the death ray and turned it on. Not like that. So I could put in the code we got from Richtofen's friend to the safe. But my dumbass didn't realize how to do this step, and I ended up ending the round because I thought I did something wrong. And with that we had to redo the whole step once more. Fast forward to round 13, I just completed the wisp step and traveled back in time and got the code for the safe. I ran up to the computers to put in the code, and with training a couple of zombies while putting in the code, I managed to enter the wrong symbol by accident and had to redo the whole thing again. And finally on round 14, after doing this step for the 3rd time, I got everything right and we obtained the objects we were missing. I picked up self-medication from the gobblegum machine, placed the 2 tubes we were missing at the death ray, and got ready to do Simon Says with the computer. After about 30 seconds, the computer was satisfied, so I went down to the rocket test site and repeated the exact same process, and by that we had completed the step. I headed up to the death ray and pressed the green button, which made the death ray go crazy, and out of the skies came Primus Dempsey flying down in a spaceship and crashed straight into the clock tower and fell onto the ground. I ran down to the crash site and found a burning rocket and an Iceman looking Dempsey chilling in an iced out coffin or something. I picked up a vessel of some sort and I had to do the wisp step once more and managed to get myself killed by a single zombie that I for some reason couldn't hit no matter how hard I tried. Fast forward to round 18, I completed the wisp step and teleported back in time to pick up a stone that we would need. I ran over to the box containing the stone and spammed X on my controller as Mr. Raffle Waffles told me in his Easter egg guide with 10 million views, but nothing was happening. What Mr. Waffles didn't tell me in his video was that I was supposed to press X on the book to open up the box. Something he made a video about after uploading the Easter egg guide. So I then had to redo the whole wisp step once more, travel back in time for the 100th time, pressed X on the book and picked up the stone, and with that it was only 1 step left. I located the shield parts I was missing and went down to the undercraft to make it, but the zombies didn't want me to succeed, so they just decided to beat my ass. I spawned in the keeper and got ready to complete our last step of the Easter egg. This step was pretty simple. Kill zombies inside of a ring to feed souls to the keeper 4 times, and that's about it. An easy step which anybody could do, but if you're a zombies veteran like me, this step could really become a challenge at times. I ran out of ammo on the firebow and had almost no ammo left on my KRM and only had the HVK to survive with. I pack-punched my HVK, sprayed down zombies like my life depended on it, ran up to the gobblegum machine to try to get something that could save my life, and my god, was I lucky. I got in plain sight in the gobblegum machine, but the goddamn slow-ass animation made me die once more, and with that, I got mad as hell. I threw my controller into the screen and I ended the game. Fast forward to the next game, I had just picked up the stone from the box after traveling back in time and began the keeper step. And I switched to the lightning bow, by the way, because the firebow wasn't doing it for me. And fast forward to round 18, we had finally completed the keeper step and the only thing left to do was the boss fight. I grabbed myself a new shield and watched as the keeper ascended to the sky. I upgraded the MR6 starting pistol because these puppies are amazing to use against the keeper boss, according to a lot of zombies YouTubers. I placed down the missing fuse onto the pyramid and placed down the Ragnaroks to enter the boss fight. The first thing I did was to begin spraying the lightning bolt to not get myself killed by the skeleton zombies, and as soon as I saw the lightning orb underneath the keeper, I placed down my Ragnaroks, began shooting his chest with everything I had, and with only 2 magazines, the first wave was done. I picked up a max ammo that spawned in, and suddenly it spawned in about 100 panzers to slaughter my ass. And this went as well as you can expect from me. I got back up quickly because of my self-medication gobblegum, but suddenly I lost all of my ammo on my lightning bow, because apparently on the Eisendrache there is a glitch with the self-medication gobblegum where you lose all your ammo on your bow if you get down. So that was reassuring. So with 0 arrows on my bow, I began began spraying the panzers like crazy with the KRM, trying to take each single one down. And after some time, I finally killed the last panzer and a max ammo drop spawned in so I could replenish my bow ammo. The keeper boss began shooting out fireball lava rocks to taunt me for using the lightning bow instead of the fireball, but this didn't stop me at all. So as soon as I saw my chance, I placed down the rags, took out my Death in Texas and sprayed the living shit out of the keeper's chest, and we were now onto our last wave. As soon as the panzer started raining down, I shot them with everything I had, but it still wasn't enough, so one of them burned me to death. I got back up and began spamming the lightning bow, but suddenly I lost all my arrows again and had to pull all my faith into the KRM once more to complete this wave if I ever wanted to complete this Easter egg. And after a long time of fighting and shooting, we finally took down all the panzers, placed down the DG Force once more, and shot the keeper with the MR6 like my life depended on it. And finally the keeper was dead. And the whole screen went white. I picked up the summoning key, placed it into the computer, and watched as the rockets went flying.
You are boring of it! Even the destruction of this facility and my own death will not prevent the advancement of our cause. You'll stop nothing!
And then we blew up the moon.
Good to see you, Tank.
The Eisendrache completed. Dempsey's soul collected. Only 2 more souls to go, and 3 more Easter eggs to complete.